Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Question of the day: why don't men go to singles events? And for this one, we're going to actually go to a TikTok, and I'm going to do a just respond to this woman's rhetoric and her take, because her in her video she did pose a lot of questions and she made a lot of statements, and so we're gonna kind of mine this thing out in regards to why men aren't attending singles events, and I'll answer some of her questions from my male POV, and we'll go from there. Let's get it.
Women don't come to brunches.
That I got of angry black men dogging us out so bad, saying how we want y'all to pay for stuff and just the lies. If I'm inviting you to a brunch, that means me and my girls already got our tickets and our tables. What do we need your stuff for? What's that little money gonna do? Majority of the women making more money anyway. So why would I care for that? All I said was we want to hang with y'all. Why I can't say we want to hang with the black men? Why can't the black men come enjoy a brunch with us and chill and just eat and have a good time? You be home by 6 and watch the game. Why would y'all rather choose being with all men? I never seen a world where men be so thirsty to just be with men and not women, and complain when women invite y'all.
Now, listen to the amount of gaslighting going on here. There's all type of gaslighting going on here. I'm listening to this woman and I'm listening closely because that's respectful. And there's so many small microaggressions in her language. It speaks to why she's on TikTok making this video as a single woman. And I don't mean that in a shady way or in a malicious way. I mean it in a way of expressing that I understand something about you from listening to you speak. This isn't a personal attack on her. It's a type of language. Like I always tell y'all, it's a type of language. I always tell you guys that women who are wives and fit to be wives, meaning they will eventually become wives, they speak a different language from women who will suffer from being chronically single. They don't talk the same and they don't think the same. And so they get different results. A lot of the results that women get from men is due to the conduct, behavior, and thought processes of that woman. So if a woman has the results of being in and out of relationships constantly and having sustainability issues, she could blame the men all she wants. She could take self-accountability, yet and still something's not clicking. Somebody not, you get what I'm saying? And you can even, some women explain it away by saying, well, I left all my relationships. That is still a problem. There's a code that needs to be cracked. You are not getting results. Meanwhile, this sister over here been married for 15 years. You know what I mean? So there's just a difference. And from listening to her speak, I can tell why she's single. There's all type of gaslighting going on. I'm gonna start this over from the top, and I'm gonna just point out the gaslights, and we'll listen to the rest of what she has to say. Let's roll.
Part 2 of why men don't come to brunches.
That I got of angry black men dogging us out so bad, saying how we want y'all to pay for stuff and just the lies. If I'm inviting you to a brunch, that means me and my girls already got our tickets and our tables. What do we need your stuff for? What's that little money gonna do?
Gaslight. What's that little money gonna do? That's condescending, and it's belittling. That's gaslighting.
Majority of the women making more money anyway. So why would I care for that? All I said was we want to hang with y'all. Why I can't say we want to hang with the black men? Why can't the black men come enjoy a brunch with us and chill and just eat and have a good time? You be home by 6 and watch the game. Why would y'all rather choose being with all men? I never seen a world where men be so thirsty to just be with men.
That's a gaslight right there. Who said men are choosing to be with men? A lot of men are choosing to be alone. There's a lot of isolated men in this world. Dudes is at home learning skills, reading books, working out, staying to themselves, learning how to run up a bag, saving the money, learning how to make the money make some money. Men ain't necessarily congregating with each other and broing it out all the time. Dudes that get together here and there and stuff like that. A lot of men that are single in this world, from what I've noticed, especially the ones that are checked out from hunting, right? If you know what I mean, hunting, the ones that have checked out from hunting, they just focused on themselves. A lot of dudes are straight loners. Shout out to all the introverts, man. 333 to all the introverts. But let's let her continue.
And not women. And complain when women invite y'all to something. We just want to have a good time with y'all. Why y'all so mad at us? That's so weird. And we the same.
That's gaslighting. Don't assume the emotional state of the men. We're not, nobody's angry, Queen. Nobody's angry. Men aren't angry. But y'all want to have a good time. We view it as waste of time. You see the difference? So the answer to respond to part of what she's asking, right? Why are men choosing not to show up to these things? Or why don't men want to come out and have a good time with y'all? Is because y'all consider it a good time. We consider it a waste of time. There's a lot of men who are being intentional now, and they don't see y'all as the type of women they can be intentional with. So they're not pulling up. They're not pulling up. Let's continue.
Skin. We supposed to be hanging together anyway, not against each other. It sounds like y'all don't like us. Answer that. Do y'all like black women still? What do we do? Cause I know I ain't did no bad stuff to black men. Like I love black men. I ain't never even dated a white man before. I'm so loyal. I understand that.
So here we go. They always gonna tell you how good they is and how dope they are, but they single and perfect. Like I always tell y'all, there is nothing like a woman that is just single and perfect. She's so loyal. She ain't never did nothing wrong to no black man. Just single and perfect. So you ain't never finessed a black man. You never accepted a dinner date from a man that you knew you weren't truly interested in, wasting his time, which he can't get back, wasting his resources. Huh? Taking an opportunity away from another woman who he could have shot his shot at that day if you would have just rejected him like you was supposed to. You've never done anything at all wrong to a black man at all. These chicks just be single and perfect. Single and perfect. Accountability gets you far. I'm telling you.
Please, we just want y'all to hang with us. That's it. Have fun with us. What's wrong with that?
Part 2 of
All
Why
right, y'all. So that's what she had to say. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna try to see if I can find this brother's video who kind of responds to her. And then I'll give my rhetoric on it. I gotta find this dude video real quick though. Yeah, let me lock in real quick. Shout out to everybody. Joe Jet, what's going on? 333. We discussing why don't men go to the singles events. Just broke down that sister's rhetoric on TikTok. I'm trying to find this video where this one brother kind of explained why we not going. Here we go. I just found it. Here we go.
Yo, if you're not noticing what's going on, yo, men are straight out ignoring women. Women are dressing like this, going to bars, going to the gym. Men are straight out ignoring them.
This
Hold on. This isn't the right one. I thought it was though.
why men are refusing to go into single events, right? A lot of you guys, a lot of you women out there that are going to single events shows up and there's no men. Just whole bunch of women is constantly showing on single dating events and stuff like that. The reason why, like, you guys don't understand is the same. Like, let's look at like speed dating, for example. The man has to come up, he has to hold the conversation for you, he has to say what you find attractive for him or try to get something, anything out of it and stuff in that short amount of time. The men constantly going to tables and tables and tables and getting rejected, right? So, listen, as a man, is that beneficial for you? You have to hold a conversation. You have to provide something tangible or something in general for the woman to say, "Oh, I'll give you my number at the end of the night," and go through all that process just to get rejected by multiple women by multiple times. That's why a lot of these single events are just women showing up because men.
Okay, so let me jump in right here, okay? So, in regards to what he's saying, in regards to speed dating specifically, I do think for the wrong type of man, it's a full-fledged humiliation ritual. Speed dating for a man who is not perceived to be generally attractive to most women, it's a humiliation ritual. I'll say this: I've been to a couple of singles mixers and I've always had a great time, but I'm also not a man who would be considered to be generally unattractive by most women. Most rooms I go into, a good portion of the women there will find me attractive. That's my life experience. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. It just is what it is. Here's one more person though, I think that hit the nail on the head, and he's going to use a term that I used in a previous piece of content, and I kind of want to drive that home in my answer too. So this is the last one from TikTok, but this one's going to kind of break it down.
I wanted to give my take on why men aren't really showing up to the dating like events and the dating scene right now. And I feel like it's really because the return on investment on dating right now is so low. Like men just don't see the point of going to dating events or speed dating or anything like that, because it's like, okay, I go to this event, then it's like maybe this works, but at the end of the day, I lose out on most of the financials behind this experiment. Like I'm basically funding this experiment, and it's like maybe I get something out of it, maybe I don't. And at the end of the day, I feel like I lost the most. So the return on
Yeah, that's all I wanted y'all to hear. The return on investment. I think a lot of men are checking out from hunting altogether, whether it be a singles mixer, a speed dating event, or just approaching the chick at the grocery store or at the gas station or wherever. I think a lot of men are checking out on hunting because they don't see the return on the investment. They don't see the return on the investment. The criteria of being a real man, a good man, is getting more and more rigid by the hour. You got to meet more and more qualifications and specifications by the hour. And what you get back for meeting those qualifications and specifications is access to a bunch of I'm talking about hit cat, right? Body counts astronomical, but you get to tap in though. You got access now. You've become this superstar Negro, and now you got access to all these different females. But then when you get to thumbing through the catalog of what you've now gained access to, it's like buying a big ass coupon book full of coupons to stores you don't shop at. You got access to all this bullshit, but you got access. You see what I'm saying? The return on investment is ass. And that's why men ain't showing up. A lot of times when you look at a singles, like a speed dating event, it's normally a room full, as far as the females that are there, it's normally a room full of females who have gotten in their own way up to this point and their supportive friends. There's normally a room full of women who have gotten in their own way and they still looking, hopeless romantics, and then their friends that are there to support. Y'all don't want to talk about it. I've been to the singles mixers. I go when you travel, they have stuff like this, and I travel alone from time to time. So I'll pull up just to see what's going on. Yeah. Story time. Last singles mixer I went to, I got offered a foursome. Facts. 3 chicks offered it to me at once. They was friends. They said, yeah, we could just go back to your room now. Didn't take them up on it. Promise you I didn't take them up on it. Didn't do it. Because if it's that easy, I don't want it. I ain't gonna lie to you. If it's that easy, I don't want it. That's just wisdom. You feel me? Shout out Uncle Jesse. If it's that easy, I don't want it. But they definitely offered me the faux play. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Different type of faux play. Joe Jet said facts. But yeah, you know what I mean? So when you start breaking down what these singles events really are, there's no real benefit. If you're a certain type of man who struggle in a dating market, but you do have some strong attributes and you want to put yourself in a situation where these women are somehow like kind of forced to hear you out, and you feel like the things that you lack physically, you can win them over with conversation. But a lot of men don't get to the conversation piece because when they don't pass the up and down test. When she give you that once over, if you're not passing that test in the wild, you may not get the conversation. But in an experimental setting like a mixer or a speed dating event, you can get conversation right? So now they forced to see that you got this dope personality or some charm or some charisma that you can play to as a strength. And that's when you end up having you a girlfriend who telling, you know, the story at the wedding about how you originally wasn't her type, but you won her over. So those events can benefit a particular type of man. You know what I mean? But for a man who is generally attractive, we not pulling up to that shit. We do just fine in the wild. So yeah, man, that's the question of the day, man. Another one.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Hardened my heart and now hardened the flow.